welcome back to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. This is the Week 13 recap. Another winning weekend on the podcast, baby. That's right. I went 3-0 myself on the video podcast. I don't know if you noticed. Ryan, did you notice that I went 3-0? Have I
I
rubbed that
kn
in your face yet? Yeah,
I noticed it. I always hear about it. But great job. I
that's right.
like it.
Thank you. Yeah, so it was a good weekend betting wise. We had some really good games that we're going to talk about. But before we dive in, please hit like and subscribe. Appreciate everyone following along. This video, we're gonna recap some games. We're gonna go over our best bets, go over some big injuries that happened this weekend, and then I got some fun rapid fire questions for Ryan that he's not ready for. So that should be a little fun. And then we'll end it with a little Monday night preview, the Saints and Bucks, another barn burner. So let's dive in. How you doing the bets? Bring up that best bets recap page. That's right. Let's do it. Look at that. 6-4 on the day. To be honest, we should have been even better. We didn't end great in the afternoon. But we went up 1.8 units for the week, and we're looking pretty up over 13 units for the year. So Ryan's bet of the week did not hit. The Dolphins sucked, and they couldn't beat a backup quarterback, unfortunately. But he did hit that Broncos one. That was pretty much a no sweat because when you're getting 8.5 and there's only 19 points in the game, it's pretty easy. And so that was a good winner. His money line parlay, we don't need to talk about that one. That was not pretty. They both lost. So you should get a little like your money back when you lose both because that's not easy either. Just saying. But let's go to the green check marks. Yeah, buddy. Over 44 Packers Bears. It wasn't looking great there in the second half, but then they started picking it up in the fourth quarter. So I hit that. Hit the bet of the week, Steelers money line. They wanted to fumble the game away and give me a heart attack, but luckily they held on. And then the teaser. I hit a freaking teaser. That's right. Jets +9, lost by 5. Bengals +8.5. They won the game outright. Now to the TikTok, Instagram bets. We all know we lost the Thursday night bet with Josh Allen. And then we hit 2 player props. I tell you, every Saturday we're going to release a couple player props, and we are, I believe, 4-0 on our 4 player props last week. So Jalen Hurts over. He was over that like at the very beginning of the third quarter. And Garrett Wilson, same thing, over that in the beginning of the third quarter. So those were huge. And then we threw another dud out there for Sunday night. Just to even it out for you guys. We don't want to look too good. Under 44.5, and the Cowboys alone went over that total, I believe. So that was not a good one. But we had some good comments on TikTok, and it's just kind of fun going back and forth with everybody. Again, we are up over 13 units on the year, so we are loving life in this first year doing this podcast. So it's been a lot of fun. It's time to regroup, talk about the week, and then we'll move on to the next week. So that's how we do it. So let's talk about some big injuries real quick. Jimmy G out for the season. Yikes! Impact on the team, Ryan. What do you think?
I'm thinking that it affects them more than what other people are saying or predicting and things like that. They're in a weak division, so that helps a bunch. But I mean, they weren't trying to win just the division. They were trying to make a splash in the playoffs, Super Bowl run, those type of things. And Jimmy G going out. I believe he might get back in time for the playoffs. I think they worded their wording as far as season correctly, because I do think he might try and get back in time for the playoffs and make a run for the Super Bowl, hopefully. But their defense is solid, one of the best in the league. So that helps. The running game, Debo Samuel, easy passing, and Kyle Shanahan at head coach there. Good mind, good coach. So I think he makes it easy for this backup quarterback.
I agree.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, the rookie, I believe, at Iowa State. He didn't look bad at all, and like you said, Shanahan. I think he's such a good coach that he's going to put him in the right positions. He's not going to put every game on his shoulder or anything like that. McCaffrey, lean on Debo, whether it's runs, short passes, things like that. I think they'll figure out a way. He looked good this game, but as teams start preparing for just him, we'll see how he is. But even if he's back for week 1 of the playoffs, Jimmy G, if they make it, like that's not easy. You're getting 5 weeks off, coming off an injury, and now you're in a huge playoff game. Like it's a big impact. I think we're going to know in the next couple weeks if the 49ers still have a chance to go to the Super Bowl based on how Brock Purdy plays. If he just starts falling apart and he is just a backup rookie who's not very good, then, they're toast. But that was a big injury. Another injury, Lamar Jackson. My goodness. He didn't get a new contract, and you can tell like first of all, this is why I always am on the player side when it comes to new contracts for football. You can get it. You can get hurt at any point, and your career could be over. Let alone, or you could just miss a year or two. So I feel bad for Lamar. He wanted the new contract, didn't get enough, I guess. Maybe it's on him for not getting a good deal. He's week to week with his knee. I don't know how bad it really is yet, but yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to avoid. That's why he hasn't been running as much, and that offense has just been just struggling like all year. Not all year, like let's just say all of November and into December
Mhm.
right now. They've been struggling. So what do you think about that injury?
That's brutal. It absolutely kills me. He's on my fantasy team. It's a good thing I got Justin Fields. Hopefully they figure it out. But it hurt me. It really hurt me because I wanted Lamar. But no, seriously, as far as the Ravens go and things like that, man, their offense was struggling, like you were saying before even this injury. The backup is it Tyler Huntley? Huntley?
Yep,
How do you say his last name?
yep.
Something like that.
Huntley, yep.
Yeah, yeah. He looked like he did pretty good last year. Today's game, he didn't look like he was prepared or ready. I didn't look like a great backup. I don't know if he wasn't preparing like he's supposed to. So hopefully he figures it out for next week and maybe the following week after that if he has to play too. This is a good chance for him to show what he's capable of and maybe getting some sort of deal from other team to try and fight for a starting position. But man, the Ravens they struggling on offense and Lamar and the contract thing. Yeah, he's a good quarterback, but not winning playoff games, not finishing seasons because of health. That's definitely going to affect his contract. I do believe if the Ravens don't pay him, somebody will. Somebody will have to pay him top dollar, big dollar. I would think. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
not going not
probably.
to. Yeah.
I agree. I wouldn't pay him. I'm gonna be honest. That's just it has nothing to do with his injury. I just wouldn't pay him. He hasn't showed enough consistency. He had the MVP year, but he has to be good with his legs for him to be a very impactful $40 million a year quarterback. And I think as he's getting older, he's not going to be using his legs. So for me, he's just not consistent enough passing the ball, and he's not using his legs as much as he used to. And then you open yourself up to injuries when you do have to run a lot. So he's just not a guy I would spend 35, 40. I know you say, well, what are you going to replace him with? Well, even if it's a worse quarterback and you're just waiting it out until you can get a new one, but you have 35, 40 million a year free for your team to
Yeah.
spend. And so I wouldn't pay him, but that was a bummer injury for Lamar. That Ravens team is struggling. But thank you for beating the Broncos. Russell, you are the man. I'm sorry for making fun of you. I need to send you a gift basket. You are the man. You find ways to lose. I will see red zone and the Broncos get a turnover and they're all of a sudden like starting on the Ravens 30 or something. And then like 2 minutes later, I'm seeing them kick a field goal from the 30. I'm like, wait, you know what? Thank you for moving the ball. I appreciate it. Just getting field goals. Russell Wilson is an absolute joke right now. He is so bad. It's not all on him. That offense sucks. He made fun of the offensive line in Seattle. If you're wondering why I'm so fired up about it, it's because of the little comments he made where it wasn't on him, it was on the offensive line. Congratulations. You are the most sacked quarterback, or maybe the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL this year with the Broncos. The grass isn't always greener, Russ, but we will take a top 5 pick. Next, how did he get in there again? Sorry
He
about
always does.
Russ.
I do remember Broncos O lineman tweeting out or saying something like, "You won't get hit here" or something like that, or you will enjoy the time here. Yeah, that's
Yep, that's not the case because you
nope.
can't block somebody for 6 seconds because he's holding onto the ball trying to scramble around.
Yep.
Here we go. Kenneth Walker, Seahawk fans like us. He hurt his ankle. I haven't heard the severity of it yet, but that's a huge blow to the Seahawks. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And we just can't seem to find a healthy running back. I mean, it's Penny, it's Walker, it's, Homer was hurt. DJ Dallas was even hurt this season. And before that, it just after Marshawn Lynch, it seems like every single Seahawk running back goes down some shape, way, or
Yep.
form. Chris Carson, I mean, Thomas Rawls. You can go back and back. So just bad luck for the
Yep.
Seahawks. And I don't know.
Yeah, way to list them, Ryan. That was a lot. Um, yeah, no, you're right. It just shows you like the elite of the elite running backs, like Marshawn and guys that can stay healthy. Marshawn got hurt a little bit at the end of his career, but that's special to find.
Mhm.
Availability along with the talent is super special to find because I'm not gonna sit here and blame running backs. Like, why can't you stay healthy? Like, they're a running back in the NFL. They're getting crushed. Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not easy. But yeah, that's a big blow. If we don't get him, the way our defense is playing, I'm not gonna lie, we have a bottom 3 defense. We gave up way too many points to a Rams team that looks like a college team on offense. They're horrendous. But anyways, big blow. Not as big of a blow, but still not helpful. Claypool, receiver for the Bears. That now makes him and Darnell Mooney out for the Bears. So there goes their receiving core for whatever they. I don't know how long Claypool is out, but that didn't help as the Bears lost today to the Packers. And I believe the Packers became the winningest franchise in NFL history with that win over the Bears. I think they passed the Bears. You can fact check me on that. I may be wrong, but I thought that's what I heard. So anyway, very historic game. Very historic game. But anyways, that's a rough loss for Justin Fields. Just means he's got to run even more. So
Right. Yep.
that's where we're at. But yeah, let's go over this week 13 a little bit, and then we're gonna have some fun with some rapid fire questions that I just made up for Ryan. Just random rapid fire. Let's see what he's. So, let's start out with Mr. Deshaun Watson. We talked about him last week in our best bets video, and he sucked. Okay, I mean, my opinion, if I scale him on 1 to 10, he was like a 4. He didn't do a lot. He threw a terrible pick in the end zone. I don't know. What do you think? By the way, they didn't have one offense. Not one offensive touchdown. They scored 27 points. Nobody has ever scored that many without an offensive touchdown since 1999. Think about that for a second. All right. What do you think?
It's got to happen at some point. Watson, he struggled. It looked like his first preseason game again. It looks like he hasn't played in the NFL in a few years, which, yeah, he hasn't. There's a reason why. So he's definitely got to get his legs under him, figure it out, get back in the rhythm, speed of the game, all of that. Practice and game time. I got a feeling. I mean, I just watched football from the couch. I played high school ball and those things, but it's probably a different speed. Just pure guess, not really, but yeah. So he's got to he'll figure it out. I do believe he'll figure it out. I didn't see did you hear anything about the Texans fan booing him or anything like that? I didn't hear any of that or see much of that. So I don't know if they just kind of kept that off the broadcast or social medias, or I don't know. I just didn't see it. I was looking for it and didn't see nothing. So
I don't think Texans fans care enough. It looks like I mean at all. They have one win. Go get us a franchise quarterback in the draft, and then we'll show up next year and see what we got. But
that could be it.
We'll see how it goes on other road games. But that Browns team is a mess. I mean, they're not just an improved Deshaun away from winning it all or anything like that. So they're just a mess. They played the Texans and scored 0 offensive touchdowns. Don't get fooled by the 27-14 at all. Special teams, defensive touchdowns. Their offense scored 0 against the Texans. How many times can I repeat that for that to sound so terrible?
That's really bad. Like, they have like the worst running back or running defense in the league, and you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and Watson with his legs, and you can't get a touchdown?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's just, it's unbelievable. That just shows that the Texans D was fired up to try to get after him. So, he's probably stressed out. I hope he okay, I don't need to finish that sentence. I hope he doesn't get any massages or anything after the game. All right, back to our overtime rule. We hated it. Commanders Giants. We get a tie. Congratulations. The quarter is not long enough, and now you get a tie, and you have nothing after that to make it not a tie. That is a humongous game in the NFC playoff picture, and they tied. Thoughts, Ryan?
Just a joke for the NFL to have this type of rule. It's like I said, if you don't have elite quarterbacks, 10 minutes are brutal.
Yep.
Well, the Giants don't have elite quarterback, neither do the Commanders. So what happened? They just kind of played around with field position, tried to kick a long, very, very long field goal at the end. It fell short. Like, that's kind of to be expected, but they're not going to change it right now, I don't think. Obviously, you can't in the middle of the season. So
it needs to be exciting. It needs to be something that's exciting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think you sit through 4 quarters, and you have 4 quarters to win a game. If you don't win a game and you have to take a chance in some more fun overtime, well, guess what? You should have won the game in regulation. You had a chance. You know what I mean? Like, that's your chance. But it's got to be more exciting. That's not going to cut it. I can't do the. I'm talking to Goodell. I can't do it. It's not freaking soccer. By the way, did you see the U.S. World Cup fans? What they chanted?
Missed it.
To everybody to everybody during like the soccer games, they would yell out, "It's called soccer," because they also call it football. It was pretty funny. Yeah. I gotta love the Americans. Us and our football. Real quick, Vikings. It's a good win. They beat the Jets team. This Jets team is no joke. They're not a
Yep.
pushover. But they just find a way to win. I don't know what else to say anymore. They're 10-2. They're winning. The NFC's wide open. They got a chance. I just don't see it still. Right?
Yeah, you're right. It's hard to do that in the playoffs. Like the luck is gonna run out at some point in time, and in the NFL, one game and it's done. Like, yeah, not looking good for the playoffs. I mean, obviously they're gonna make the playoffs. That's like a no brainer.
Yeah.
But as far as
Yeah.
when you're 10-2, you're not thinking first round and done or second round and done. You're
Yeah.
wanting to make a statement and NFC Championship, Super Bowl. But with playing tight games like that, scary. And their defense was looking bad. Like they gave up a lot of yards to the Jets. Thankfully, they kept them out of the end zone and made them force field goals. But
Yep.
wow, a lot of yards.
No, I do thank them because we won that Garrett Wilson player prop easily. But the Vikings, like you're gonna play the Cowboys, the Eagles, the 49ers. If you're playing close games, you're not gonna win every one of them.
Exactly.
You're just not going to. So, and they already played the Eagles and lost pretty handily. So, anyways, they won again. Lions and Raiders. Just real quick, kudos to you two. I mean, you guys were in the dumps. Some teams would just have mailed it in. And you two have fought back. You're both 5-7. If you really look at some bounces this year and early season, these could easily be like 7-5.
Oh yeah.
Easily. I mean, they could be right there in the last spot in the play. Dan Campbell, Lions, I am rooting for you guys. Raiders, I don't care. But congratulations. That was a huge loss by the Chiefs, though. So, anyways,
Devontae Adams with some of his
oh,
catches and what he can
dude,
do. Oh my gosh, just
it's unbelievable. He doesn't even need separation. He just knows how to set the DB up, and he beat Surtain Jr. Right? Right?
mhm.
Was the no Asante
No, that
Samuel Jr. Sorry,
yeah.
Asante Samuel Jr. And he's a stud corner, and he was on him at some place, and it didn't matter. I mean,
Oh,
Devontae is
on him,
a beast.
pass interference, holding his arms, and he's still catching the ball on the sidelines, tapping the toes, one hand, control everything, and makes
Yep,
it work. It's like, wow,
he's
what am I
Hall of
supposed to do,
Fame.
coach?
I know. Hall of Famer. He gets separation. He's good route runner, great hands. Just he has it all. He's unbelievable. Packers could use him. Let's go over the two big games, and then we're going to rapid fire. 49ers, Dolphins. This was a test that I was looking to see. Are the 49ers for real on defense, or are the Dolphins for real on offense? We got our answer. The 49ers are for real on defense. The Dolphins lost 33-17, but let's just take away one play. It was the very first play of the game for the Dolphins, and it was a slant that went to the house. Obviously, bad defense. It wasn't just because the Dolphins are amazing, and they may have scored on that drive anyways. I'm not going to take that whole drive away from them. But after that, they didn't do much. One play, first play of the game, and they scored 10 points the rest of the game.
Their other
They were,
touchdown was actually a very long pass to Tyreek Hill where he burnt somebody. So it was two big plays for touchdowns, and that was hit by the
that one.
Dolphins.
That's crazy. That's wild. And that one I give them a little credit for because that's what they do. I mean, they hit deep
Right.
passes to Tyreek and all that, but still, like, yeah, they're 2 plays away from scoring 3 points.
Mhm.
Like that's wild to me. The Niners defense is for real. They can lose Jimmy G. They still have the weapons around Brock Purdy, and they still have the number one defense in the NFL. That means something. They even if you don't believe it, like for a fact that when they get to the if they get shaky quarterback play, they're still going to be in every single game. As long
Yeah.
as they're not turning the ball over 4 times, pick sixes and all that, they are going to be in the game. It's just what it is. And that's why we loved being a Seahawk fan for a while because they had the best defense in the league for 4 or
Mhm.
5 seasons, and we are in every game. If we lost, it was barely. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it was, yeah. This Niners team is for real, but they got to keep winning now with this backup because they don't have a huge lead or anything. Next game, Chiefs and the Bengals. I'm starting to really love Joe Burrow. Not as much as Mahomes yet, but he's 3-0 against my boy Mahomes. 3-0. Nobody else can say that. He also leads the league, I believe, with 9 fourth quarter touchdowns. This guy he has ice in his veins. He doesn't care at all what the situation is. We saw that last year. He went all the way to the Super Bowl, almost beat the Rams. He's no fear. You hear him talk after the game, just no freaking fear at all. Puts a cigar in his mouth. He's happy to win. They have a huge 27-24 win today against the Chiefs. What do you think about that game?
I think Joe Burrow has great arm talent because, like, there's times where quarterbacks won't throw the ball to one-on-one coverage. Joe Burrow is willing to give his receivers a chance to catch it. Maybe it's because he has three good receivers, but like
Mm,
he seems to throw a lot of passes that are pretty covered, but he throws it to where only his receiver gets it and they get it. They make plays
that's
for him,
key.
and I think that's something special that he does. Like in the fourth quarter, it's tight. He's Joe Cool. It's all right. I got this. I'm going to try and get you the ball. You make a play. And they just seem to make plays for him in the fourth quarter and in games. You always see Bengals receivers catching big catches or touchdowns or whatever. And I
Mhm.
think that really helps. Weird game. They did one punt for each team, one turnover, and it was only 24-27. Both teams were just on the field constantly converting third downs, getting first downs, moving the chains, and then kept it close. And the Bengals got you know, a fumble by Travis Kelce and scored and won. So good game.
Yep. Yep. They find ways to win to beat the Chiefs. You're right though. They had those long drives, moving the chains. Joe Burrow's for real. I was gonna ask you this question, but I'm just gonna flat out say it. I can't believe I'm saying it. The Bengals are for real. I do not sleep on this Bengals team. And the only thing that gives me hesitation with them is the fact that they were in the Super Bowl last year and lost. And so, just by rules, there's no way they're going back, right? The loser of the Super Bowl doesn't go back, except for the Bills way back in the day when they went 4 times. But like, you know what I mean? It doesn't really
Oh,
happen.
yeah.
But if you take that away and just focus on what this year is, they are 8-2 in their last 10. They're as hot as anybody. They just beat the Chiefs. They beat the who else did they beat this year? They beat someone else. They beat the Bills, right? Did they play
Can't
the
remember.
Bills?
You're putting me on
Beat
the
the
spot.
Jets. Yeah, no, they beat some tough teams, is what I'm saying, though. I
Yeah.
wrote it down somewhere. I don't know where. But they've had a really hard schedule because they were a Super Bowl team. They've taken care of business. They are now 8-4 on the year. They're going to win that division, and they're only a game back of the Chiefs and the Bills right now for the 1 seed. So I just think I wouldn't sleep on them. I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Bengals come out of the AFC. And that's crazy that I'm even saying that after their 0-2 start and everything. Their O line, by the way, is playing much better than they were year. They did improve it, but it took them a while to really get it going. And so I think the O line play and now having a full complement of receivers and Joe Burrow, the way he's having some running game, like the whole thing is just that's an offense that's hard to stop. And their defense is good. It's not great, you know what I mean, but it's good
Mhm.
enough. So anyways, that's that. Big wins by the Niners and the Bengals. And yeah, so another crazy week. We're shaping into playoff time right now. We are heading into week 14. Our Seahawks are hanging in there. We're trying. We're trying barely. But let's do it. Dun, 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 dun. Are we ready? Rapid fire
I'm
questions,
ready.
Ryan.
Here we
You
go.
have no idea what I'm about to ask you. We say rapid fire, but I'll give them a little bit to answer. All right, ready?
Mhm.
This year, question number one. You only get to pick 3 teams, and one of them will win the Super Bowl this year. Who are they?
I picked 3 teams.
Pick 3 teams. Which one of these? Yeah, pick 3 teams that can win the Super Bowl this
Eagles,
year.
Chiefs, and I I don't want to go. Let's go with Vikings. I'm going with Vikings. They find a way. Can I stay consistent with what I've been going? What I've been preaching?
Do
Those
it.
Vikings.
Do it. Do
Uh,
it.
that one
Ten and
wasn't
two.
very
Don't
confident.
change now. Don't change now. They're 10-2. You
Ten
can't
and
change now.
two.
Come on.
Oh, that's
All
a
right.
bad
Well,
look at 10 and 2. I'll go those three.
I'm
Yeah.
a gun to my head. I'm Chiefs, Eagles, Bengals, which doesn't have the Bills involved, and that makes me depressed. All right. Ready? This
Yeah.
is an interesting. You're a GM. You get one quarterback, one running back, and 2 wide receivers for the next 5 years. Who do you pick? Who's your quarterback?
Patrick Mahomes.
It's a tough one. You sure you don't want like
That one's easy.
anybody
It's not
else?
even close.
Jalen. 5 years though. Jalen Hurts, Burrow.
Patrick
Okay.
Mahomes is still young in 5 years, so or not young,
I know.
but
I was
he's
just I was
still
just trying
totally
to make
fine.
conversation. I pick
Uh,
Mahomes too. All right, running back.
running back. Oh boy. Uh, Can we go to wide receiver first? I'll go to wide receiver
Yep.
first.
Yep. Go for it.
Let's go Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Darn it, that didn't stall enough time.
That's not a bad combo. I went Jefferson and Diggs. Diggs is a little older, but I still think he's fine in the next 5 years. I love Diggs.
Yeah.
He's so consistent.
Uh, Man, there's a lot of good halfbacks. I'm trying to think. Delvin Cook, Tony Pollard.
Not a terrible pick. Yeah, my pick is weird. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Damian Pierce.
Oh, see, I wasn't even
I
thinking. Yeah.
I love watching that guy play, and he's so young. 5 years for NFL running backs, like you got to make sure you're not picking like a 28-year-old. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just you don't want to be. So you got to
That's what I was
really go
scared of.
young. I like Damian Pierce. I almost was gonna say Saquon Barkley. He's like 25 now, maybe, and still had so much injuries already to his knees and everything. So I went Damian Pierce. That guy's a beast. I like him. Almost went Kenneth Walker, our boy, but
I was
yeah,
thinking that, but I was like, no. He's already had like 2 injuries this year, and
yeah.
yeah, so I was like,
Dalvin Cook's a good one though. Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson. You picked two Viking players. Okay, interesting.
I
All
didn't think
right,
of
we
that, but
ready?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. You
Yeah.
sure you don't want Kirk Cousins?
No, please no.
Okay. Okay. All right, ready for number three.
Yep.
These are the four teams with the worst records this year. Okay.
Okay.
Texans,
Hmm.
Bears,
Okay.
Rams, Russell Wilson's. Which of those four teams has the best chance at making the playoffs next year?
Let's go with the Bears because of Justin Fields. Get him some weapons, and I think the Bears got a chance. NFC, if it's still kind of wide open, then yeah, AFC is, I believe, a tougher conference to be in for Russell Wilson and those guys. So I would go, yeah, the Bears.
Okay. My answer is none. None of them. Obviously, my pick would be the Rams. I mean, if Stafford comes back
Oh
healthy,
yeah, true.
I don't know. I think they're heading downwards, honestly, but probably the Rams. I think those teams suck. They're going to be in the cellar for a while. Russ
You really think the
sucks.
Bears are going to suck forever, or not forever, but
Yeah, because their defense is like bottom three right now. Like they can't. They're not just like a defensive piece away. They suck. Like they suck. And now Justin Fields has been hurt. Like he's a mobile quarterback, and he stay healthy. They rely on Darnell Mooney and Claypool, two unproven guys. Mooney's had a good year before, but I don't know. They're missing a lot. Their old line sucks still.
yeah,
It is what it is. Anyways, but I'd rather be those other three than the Broncos team right now because at least those other three are going to be picking really high in the first round.
see,
Nope. Guess what? The Rams will not be picking in the first round until like 2087, I think it is. So two of the four worst teams don't have their draft pick. Isn't that crazy? Okay.
that's bad. Yeah,
Anyways, next question. Here we go. This is a random question. The best running back that you have seen in your lifetime, or your favorite, or most exciting that you've seen
Barry
in your lifetime.
Barry Sanders, Barry Sanders,
He was
without a
he
doubt.
was at the very beginning of our life. When was he? When was he playing? Was
I
he like
guess
getting? Was he down in the early '90s?
I
Right.
guess you're probably right, but man, I played like Super Tecmo Bowl, and he was always my dude. And yeah, he was an
I know,
absolute
and
stud.
and,
And
and his
YouTube,
highlights were like no one was doing that back then.
right? Yeah, he was turning people around. Like that was awesome and
Yeah,
special. I guess more so, better memory. Uh, maybe Derrick Henry, maybe Marshawn Lynch. One of those two. I go with.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. I got three.
What do you got?
Adrian Peterson, when he was in his prime,
You're right. Yep.
special. LaDainian Tomlinson,
Oh, yours are better than mine. He was a
stud,
stud. Oh, I'm an idiot.
and Marshall Falk with the Rams. He was
Greatest
a
show on
stud
turf.
too.
Yeah.
He's probably third out of those three. But LT and Adrian Peterson, I don't love Adrian Peterson as a dude, but I think those two guys were just unreal. Unreal. See, I was prepared. You weren't. This is the kind of answers you get. It's all right.
I
But
like my
Marshawn
first
Lynch is
answer.
right up there. I'm a Seahawk fan. I didn't even think of Marshawn as like the best, but he's up there. Yeah, he's a stud. He's fun to watch. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, especially as he runs into the end zone. That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 5. Are you ready?
Yes.
Why am I so good at betting?
Uh, you got to put in the time and the research and the effort and something you enjoy, and those all work for you. So yeah, that would be why I'd have to go with.
Wrong. The
Oh,
answer is I'm very special. I'm very
okay,
special.
gotcha. I like it.
That's what we were looking for. Sorry, you got that one wrong too.
Darn.
All right, we're gonna end it with one more. Give me a Super Bowl winner for next season.
Next season? Oh boy.
Yep. You going Bears?
No, I'm not going the Bears. think the best chance would probably have to be the Chiefs because you got Patrick Mahomes. You can't go wrong. That's just kind of like a gimme out type of situation, and I'd
Yeah,
go the
that's it.
Chiefs.
Okay, that's boring.
Yep.
I'm going Niners or Bengals.
Yeah,
That's
I was thinking maybe the Dolphins
oh
with Tua and those guys and whatnot, but nah.
never mind, not the Niners because they're going to be playing Trey Lance next year. I take that back. Yeah, it's just the Bengals. That's it. All right, that was fun. We should do that again.
We should.
I like those questions, especially back in the day. I like talking some old school football. Um, if I did ask you one of the best receivers that you've ever seen in your lifetime.
That I've seen in my lifetime. Randy Moss.
Here's my question. Rank these three. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, Randy Moss.
Randy Moss 1, Calvin Johnson 2,
In,
Julio Jones 3.
whew, baby.
Yeah.
That's hard to rank Julio third out of three of anybody because Julio in his prime. Do not forget Julio in his prime.
Yeah. Nope.
He was something special.
The other two were just differently gifted, I would have to say. I know Julio was gifted also with speed and
Yeah,
whatnot, but the other two
and
just
size.
height and speed and size is just what Moss was doing when he first came in the league. Just unreal. Crazy.
Yep, on that Patriots offense that he was on. Whew,
No, and then he went
man.
there, yeah, and did those things.
Yeah, they had like the most touchdown. He had the most touchdowns or something in a year, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He went bonkers. Yep. I agree somewhat. I guess it's tough, man. I don't know. Julio was a stud too, but Calvin retired early too,
Yeah.
which maybe Julio should have done that. But yeah, I'd put Moss first for sure. All right, let's end it with a little Monday Night Football action. We need a winner. I think I'm on a cold streak on Monday Night Football bets. I could be wrong. I need a winner though. I lost the Sunday night bet. I don't lose two in a row. Ryan explained to you why. It's because I'm too good at betting, right?
Yep.
I just put in the work for you people. We need a winner. So, Saints Bucks. Bucks 3.5 point favorites. Over under 40.5. Another just high scoring affair. These offenses are probably going to be up and down the field. I'm joking. Just so you know, I'm joking. So don't come back here and say, oh, you said they're going to be. No. No, these offenses suck. These are both like bottom 5, bottom 10 offenses. Tom Brady sucks against the Saints. He's 1-4 against the Saints straight up. Week 2 was his one win. They won 20-10, and that game was a little chippy, as it always is between these two teams. And yeah, what do you think about this one, Ray?
I think either Marshawn Lattimore, didn't pronounce his name right, or Mike
Marshawn
Evans.
Lattimore. Yep.
Lattimore, thank you. I was like, I knew I messed that up. Or Mike Evans. One of them gets tossed. One of them will get a toss
Oh,
or at least
easy.
flagged
Yeah.
this game. No, really though, man, it's these primetime games got to get better. Like it could be a low scoring. It's going to be a low scoring. Just slug it out, play some defense, and hope somebody kicks a field goal at the end. I'll win it type of thing. So I'd really dive into the stats and looking at things if you're going to be betting this game as far as player props or any money line or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, we might have to
It's
look at a player prop, but I'll tell you which way I'm leaning, which might end up being a best bet. But I'll decide when I wake up. It just kind of hits me, when you wake up, you think about the game. I mean, okay, sorry, you wake up, you think about the wife and kids, and then you think about the game, right? And breakfast and all that. But when I wake up tomorrow, and I think about this game. I can't imagine me not liking the under 40
see,
and a
okay,
half.
yeah,
These two teams know the other playbook inside and out. They play each other all the time. They play hard-nosed, tough games. In week 2 is 20-10, 30 points. Is the Bucks offense a little better? Sure. Not a lot, but a little. And the Saints offense got maybe a little worse since then. So with Andy Dalton right now. The Bucks have played 11 games, I believe, and they are 9-2 to the under this year. 9 of 11 games have gone to the under. These teams know each other. It's a divisional game. I love doing the unders in divisional games. They hit at a 60% clip. I don't know what it's at now, but it was earlier, 60, 70% clip. So I like the under in this one. I think it's going to be a grinded out. These defenses know each other, and Marshawn Lattimore and Evans get ejected. That'll help the under a little bit too. I mean, at least the Evans part will. So Godwin's back though; he's playing better. I might look at a Godwin anytime touchdown. He's been targeted a little bit more lately, and I just like like him getting healthier and healthier. So that's a good look. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a Gronk anytime touchdown, right? He's still playing. Can he come back for one game so I can just go Gronk anytime touchdown? Yeah, I don't know. That's about all I got right now, but I'm gonna look into it. I'll get a bet out to TikTok, and all that. So, and YouTube Shorts and everything like that. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's not a great game. You got to lean one way or the other. If you look at the spread, Ryan, -3.5, or you like the +3.5.
Hmm. Let's go. I would lean Buccaneers -3.5. They're going to beat them by more than 3.5. I'd have to
Okay,
say. The Saints have looked pretty bad, and I don't know. Just once in a while, Tom Brady figures it out. Maybe I don't. This his offense is struggling.
it is.
The
The
under.
the
I'm
under's the
liking
way
the
to go.
under.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm really liking that. But 40's low. That's really really low. Like a defensive or
even
special teams touchdown could almost screw you type of situation. But
true. But even
yeah,
like 2017, you're at 37, you're under. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
And I can see. And last game was 20-10, and you're
Yeah.
still got Andy Dalton. I think the Bucks are playing better defense. But that's where we're at Monday night. So stay tuned for that. Let's get a winner to end Week 13. We have only had a couple non-winning weeks this year, so it's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun the first season. So let's end it. Other than that, we got NBA recap, and we also did a separate top 10 power rankings video. Those are out now. Be sure to check those out. And then we're at 23-14 right now for NBA bets year to date on social media. So you got to follow us on there if you want some winning bets. We've been on fire and fuego. And then we got a best bets NFL video coming out every Friday morning again, like always. And we're gonna keep this roll going. I wanted to get to up to 20 units, and right now we're over 13, so we're on our way. If you have any comments about Week 13 or anything else, leave a comment below. Ryan, you got anything else to finish Week 13 in the NFL?
Not that I can think of. Wish some old school players were still playing. I want you on like Jerry Rice and Barry Sanders and Eddie George, and gotta love some old school football. The unis, all of it. Just
All of
keeps me
it.
excited.
Yep. Oh, we should talk unis one day. Some old school unis. Those Charger ones. Whew,
Or
baby.
rank some
Those were
unis.
good. Yeah, rank some old school unis. But yeah, that's all we got for you. And we'll be back later this week, but we'll be on social media all week. I'll be giving out a Monday Night Football bet on tomorrow, obviously, or later today, depending on when you get this. And then Tuesday, I'm going to be giving out some NBA best bets again. We're going to get back into the NBA. So that's where we're at. I am getting excited because we are getting closer to the playoffs. I need the Seahawks to make it. And it's going to be a fun playoff season because it's kind of wide open this year. So thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later.